we have some interesting years ahead of us, which is why 5D mystics, functional adults, are coming together. And the lovely, lovely message for now, since we got Mercury and Venus, we got some more stuff coming up. So I'm going to start by saying thank you to Patrick Tiahan, LICSW. He's a therapist who helps people, he has a community, to uncover how to handle their adaptive child charged states because there's childhood trauma beneath the surface. And we're not going to do psychoeducation on this episode, but there's plenty of trauma-informed that I share on those aspects for the lovely community. That's why we build functional adult Zen master relationships, because compassion beyond a reason is a choice by those who decide either to do a journey to move into being able to be functional adults emotionally. So to create what is a relationship with your emotional body, so all of the emotions. As one of Patrick's many, many important shares helps me to remember, because I don't have a disconnect with emotions. I forget what it's like for a body, a person who does have childhood trauma, to have a disconnect. So the difference here is, though, there's plenty of adaptive children who actually weaponize their psychoeducation and they use it against people like me because I'm compassionate beyond a reason. So my 5D mystics, the love cycle, the ones who did not have a shame button, that's because at 3 I was already a differentiated self. But that's also because I had a safe haven, secure base mother. What does that mean? So thank you again, Patrick, for explaining things that I did not know about. What it means is I got to be annoying, a brat. I got to do all of the things that normally speaking, an emotional 0 to 1 year old, attached, panicky, 3 to 7, shame, submissive, freeze is all ages. So that one's just whenever you're overwhelmingly afraid, and I'm a scaredy cat. So this is where I actually have a lot of experience in that realm. And my mother helping me my primary caregiver is my mother. Some might have a father, for me, mother. And then flight 11, 12, and that one I remember clearly, my 11, 12 years old, and 14, 15, 16 fight, which is where I actually learned to harness my lovely Kali. So my 5D mystics, Kali, Shiva, Krishna, Lila, we use them for reasons because we embody the maturation of our emotions, because I have all the full spectrum of emotions and I got to mature them. Because I also got told how to use my tone by the same person who allowed me to be annoying and charged, and the entirety of my differentiated little self, who at 3 years old said, hey, you can't spank me, it's my body. And then I still got spanked, and then I actually went ahead to make my suitcase so I could leave in Neapolitan. So I'm Neapolitan, this means going away, which leads me to my next equation. The lovely Neapolitans, they allow their kids to be all over the place, which is good, because that's a healthy childhood. Ability to use your emotions means you get to discover it. When you see Sadhguru and his little quotes, which are beautiful about how to have children, how to let them play, and this is the part of trauma-informed that people don't talk enough about, because what we have are people that are adaptive children who weaponize the psychoeducation. So what this means is something like this: oh, you're compassionate with a person who I deem to be not supposed to be compassionate, because I'm going to claim that they are XYZDFG, and I'm choosing not to use words on purpose, because I find any word like energy vampire, dark auras, or using diagnoses to point fingers at people quite not nice or adult-like. But we get to talk about it on the episodes, my cursing, my agitation, no, it's passion, and with the community. These are smaller, shorter bits, and also video makes it different. So, and also YouTube doesn't give me the option to say explicit content. So back to what I was trying to get to, the Neapolitans, which I love because they're all over you. But they all have a very, very good relationship with being loud and being in their emotions. So when you're able to, in Sadhguru, playing, kids get to play. So our energy body, what people that only do the spiritual stuff and forget you're human, that's for only spirituality people. A spiritual process, aka functional adult, I forgot to mention. 5D mystics, it's because we do have clairs. That's why I do use the word on purpose. But we're very grounded and down to earth. In fact, we don't like to see 4D continuing to talk about people as karmic soul contracts and all this other stuff, which actually doesn't support people to come to me plus we. So I'm an island and I have a body, like I told my mother at 3 years of age. But of course, at that age, I'm not mature enough to make any kind of decision. So I'm sure whatever it is I did required whatever little spanking I got. And on that note, the ideal parenting style is authoritative, not authoritarian, which disconnects the poor child from their entire body, makes it suppressed, and I've seen plenty of adults in these types of bodies. And then the permissive also doesn't work because it doesn't help a person to learn to navigate what is called your nervous system, which again, people, they might learn Purusha Prakriti, but navigating the sympathetic or dorsal vagal response, they have no clue what it is, and then helping them to understand it means they don't believe in staying in compassion. They think Zen Master looks like something. Versus understanding Zen Master means you have an integrated brain, the optimized version of the human brain with the integration of the brain being all hands on deck. I did learn this from a mind expert, by the way. It's not coming out of my butt, but even if it were, you know, at the end of the day, pseudoscience lady here. So all hands on deck. Left mode is our verbal. Right mode is where the sensations, images, thoughts, and feelings come up. So when you're channeling guidance, by the way, there's a lot of different things that take place. But the most fun part is that our default mode network is downregulated. So our others in the self, our oats, our neuroceptor, is not scanning to see, am I safe or not? No. So when I say human, they may be completely opposing political, societal, all the views imaginable possible. They're insulting me. They're having some emotional reaction, whatever it is. I'm going to be like, what's going on? So my nervous system might pick up on theirs, which is where I'm going to be like, oh, shit, they're really upset right now. And no matter how they will weaponize those words, here's where the Zen masters, people like me, are like, huh. So it's a case-by-case situation because we love our oversoul, by the way. So we're going to treat them with respect because why wouldn't we? They're not doing anything that we shouldn't be respectful about. In fact, it's actually quite silly to say your body, your brain, and I need to go tell you how to handle yourself. No. If you didn't learn how to handle yourself as a child, you won't know how to handle as a grown-up. And I don't need to tell you. You're another person. You're not me. I'm not your parent. That's the thing. Love, relationships. When life sends you your person, you are your person. 5D mystics know this because ideal life partners are grown-ups, not parents. I got a parent, and I still get annoyed when I am told what to do, and she gets annoyed when she has to tell me what to do, and that's what it's called to parent each other. Life partnerships or anything, no, don't tell me who to be. Friendships, all of it is included. Solo poly here. Poly secure for a reason. And that's, I have secure attachment, safe haven, secure base. So back to Patrick, who taught me, and let me keep in mind, some people don't know how to be in all their emotions because they didn't have a happy childhood. They didn't have a permissive childhood of authoritative. So where your charges, your energy, your emotion, you can not feel ashamed of it. So don't get shamed on anger. Don't get shamed on yelling and screaming. Don't get shamed on any of those things that I've seen people who are all these red flags. Oh, that kid, they're entitled because they're yelling all over the place. Thank you, Patrick, for letting me know how to say, you know, that's actually a red flag for good therapists because you're actually suppressing an emotion of a poor kid who's meant to be annoying at that age because that's the level of energy. Long story short, back to the Neapolitan saying, which is why I was using the Neapolitans because they allow like a lot of things. And believe me, I don't have a lot of fun around all that energy with kids. I actually am like, okay, because I'm highly in tune with nervous systems, so I need to self-regulate. Like anytime I'm exposed to hyper nervous systems, I start to get my hyper as well. So I've learned to try and work with equanimity as I'm around people like that, or children, or whatever energies that are. Long story short, Neapolitans have a saying, every cockroach is beautiful to, and I'm translating in my head, to their mother, to its mother. That's because it means even if you're ugly, that your mother's going to love you, even if you're imperfect. So Neapolitan children learn that they can be as imperfect as may be, as a cockroach, even though poor cockroaches, let's leave them alone, we will still love you. Unconditional love, compassion beyond a reason, is a safe haven and secure base for a child to express their energy and emotions, are those, and then their interests. So wanting to play in the world is an indication, when we love humanity as our species, it's an indication that you had a childhood that allowed you to be yourself. Versus when we see a lot of those in separation consciousness, to be continued on our episodes. But functional adults, Zen masters, 5D mystics, love, enlightenment, all of this, it equals a human 101, integration of the brain, restored embodied self. It's the optimal health of a human being. And we can get there together, but not by name calling, not by using psycheducation in a way of pointing fingers, no, by conversing. So let's have direct communication with compassion in the forefront and understanding. Let's work on those tones, ventral vagal nervous system. Social engagement is the way I share my love. See you again soon.